For Vijay and Madhav, the journey home is a celebration. They are traveling back from a successful trade in the city, their bullock cart heavy with the profits of a season's hard labor. The celebration ends when the storm slams into the path. Within minutes, the dry dirt road dissolves into a freezing gray sludge that threatens to swallow the cart's wooden wheels. As the temperature plummets and visibility vanishes, the focus of the two brothers shifts to survival. The sheer exhaustion of the animals and the biting cold create an urgent physical demand for any form of shelter. This environmental pressure is the first stage of the trap. It narrows the world down to a single, desperate need, making the brothers vulnerable to any solution that appears through the rain. Through the gray wall of the storm, a single, steady light flickers. As they move toward it, the chaos of the wind seems to fall away, revealing a village that appears remarkably untouched by the weather. An elderly man stands at a doorway, his lantern casting an inviting glow across the mud. He offers them a place to dry their clothes, claiming he is merely a guard who stays behind to watch over the village. In high-stress survival, the brain latches onto a single point of order within chaos. This light exploits that instinct. By openly identifying as a guard for wandering souls, the old man uses truth to dissolve the brothers' lingering suspicion. This is a sanctuary designed to be walked into. It relies on the prey choosing to enter the enclosure, turning their own desperation into the key that locks the door behind them. The interior is a scene of rustic comfort. Mud brick walls and the soft glow of an oil lamp create an atmosphere from a bygone era, while the old man's wife, Sulochana, serves a meal that tastes of deep, forgotten spices. In their relief, the brothers overlook the details that don't fit. They ignore the total absence of electricity, the unnatural stillness of the air, and the smell of ancient, damp earth that clings to every piece of furniture. The warmth of the fire and the richness of the food act as sensory decoys. These comforts chemically dampen the brain's threat detection centers, making the unnatural surroundings feel like a peaceful retreat. Nostalgia is the ultimate sedative. It keeps the victims quiet and appreciative, while the reality of the village remains hidden just outside the firelight. At 1 a.m., the dynamic shifts. Driven by a sudden, sharp thirst, Madhav leaves the safety of the room and steps out into the dark, silent courtyard alone. As he approaches the central well, the environment begins to fracture. The shadows seem to swallow the moonlight, and a biting wind carries the sound of dry, echoing whispers from deep underground. The old man appears directly behind him, standing in total silence. His skin looks like gray parchment in the dark, and his eyes reflect the moonlight with a cold, glassy stare. He offers no help. Instead, he tells Madhav that the truth is rarely what it seems, his voice carrying a tone of cold amusement. Separation is the final requirement for the snare. Once the prey is isolated from the group, the predator is free to drop the mask of hospitality. Madhav bolts back to the room and wakes Vijay. The realization that they are in danger hits instantly, and they sprint for their bullock cart without stopping to pack their things. The village is no longer empty. Dozens of figures in ancient, tattered clothing stand in their path, their feet hovering several inches above the mud as they block every exit. The entities speak with a single voice, declaring the law of the trap. Those who visit their village belong to it forever. The brothers lash the bulls into a panicked gallop, speeding down the dark path, while floating spirits drift behind them, echoing through the trees. The deception is gone, replaced by raw hunger. The village has stopped pretending to be a home and revealed itself as a place of consumption. By dawn, the brothers reach a living village. The sight of people starting their daily routines is the first sign that they have truly escaped the influence of the dead zone. At a local tea stall, a village elder confirms their fears. The place they stayed is a legendary curse, a village that vanished decades ago, leaving only spirits behind to hunt in the storm. The lethality of this curse is absolute. For generations, travelers forced to seek shelter there have vanished without a trace, becoming part of the very village that lured them in. The brothers survived a cycle that rarely leaves witnesses. Their story is a reminder that when a sanctuary feels frozen in time, it's often because nothing that enters is ever allowed to leave. The brightest light in a storm can be the most dangerous place to stand.